the land of Egypt, the Israelite people toiled as slaves under the harsh rule of Pharaoh. Their cries for deliverance had reached the heavens, and God, in his infinite mercy, decided to free his people. He sent Moses, a man chosen to lead the Israelites out of bondage. Moses and his brother Aaron stood before Pharaoh time and again, pleading for the release of their people, but Pharaoh's heart remained hardened. God then brought devastating plagues upon Egypt. 1. The plague of blood. Moses struck the river Nile with his staff, and all its waters turned to blood. The fish died and the rivers stank, leaving the Egyptians with no water to drink. 2. The plague of frogs. Frogs swarmed up from the rivers, canals, and ponds, invading every home and space, covering the land of Egypt. 3. The plague of lice. Aaron struck the dust of the ground, and it turned into lice, infesting humans and animals alike. 4. The plague of flies. Swarms of flies filled the houses of Pharaoh and his servants, and covered the land, causing great distress. 5. The plague of livestock. A severe pestilence struck the livestock in the fields, killing the horses, donkeys, camels, cattle, sheep, and goats of the Egyptians, while the livestock of the Israelites remained unharmed. 6. The plague of boils. Festering boils broke out on the Egyptians and their animals, afflicting them with painful sores. 7. The plague of hail. A violent hailstorm, unlike any seen before, struck Egypt. It shattered trees and crops, killed anyone and any livestock left in the fields, and devastated the land. 8. The plague of locusts. A swarm of locusts covered the land, devouring every plant and tree that survived the hail, leaving nothing green in Egypt. 9. The plague of darkness. A thick darkness fell over Egypt for 3 days. No one could see or move, but the Israelites had light in their dwellings. 10. The plague of the firstborn. Finally, God proclaimed the death of all firstborn sons in Egypt. Each Israelite household was to take a lamb, perfect and without blemish, and sacrifice it. The lamb's blood was to be smeared on the doorposts and the lintel of their homes as a sign of faith and obedience. At midnight the Lord struck down all the firstborn in Egypt. But in the homes marked by the lamb's blood, the angel passed over, and the firstborn of Israel were spared. Pharaoh, broken by the loss of his own firstborn, called for Moses and Aaron that night. "Rise up and get you forth from among my people," he said, his voice trembling with grief. "Take your flocks and herds and be gone, and bless me also." With haste the Israelites gathered their belongings. They wrapped dough in their kneading troughs, for there was no time for it to rise, and departed in the dead of night. God led them with a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night, guiding them to freedom. As they journeyed, the Israelites marked this event with an annual celebration, the Passover, to remember their deliverance from Egypt. It became a symbol of God's enduring faithfulness and the start of their journey to the Promised Land. And so, the story of Passover was told from generation to generation, a testament to the power of faith, the strength of community, and the boundless mercy of God.